Hi guys, putting here with the game for you my tier 10 German battleship, the Grosser Kurfürst. Now, my captain skills are going to be probably no surprise to most of you. Priority target, expert marksman, basics of survivability, advanced fire training, manual secondaries, and concealment. My modules will be protect my main battery, longer shooting secondaries, DAMCOM 1 and 2, legendary module, and concealment. Now, if you were watching Oni's stream when this game did happen, probably none of this will be a surprise to you, but this was a game that I did have the other day with Oni on his stream. Somebody asked him to play the Hindenburg, so I figured, you know what the heck, I'll just go GK, we could be a German div. Yay for the German div. Now, we are discussing out like what we want to do, where we want to go, and we're just moving up to be kind of, maybe we can support it, maybe we can't. We still kind of have options, but we're more or less leaning towards going to Charlie. Now, the one thing that Oni pointed out during his stream with this is, we figure out where the DD is by who's located, who's not located, all the battles we've played, normal positionings, what islands are around, and stuff like that, He let me know he was spotted, I let him know I just got spotted. We're making our turn to potentially use the island to shield us from torpedoes, and with the destroyers that were in the game, I was fairly confident that none of them would have been ready, or he would have been ready to torp us. I let him know when I break concealment and when I don't, because it's going to tell us what the DD is going to do. Now, the one downside to running legendary module on the Kurfürst is you do lose 1 kilometer of range, which for me is no big deal. So at this point, I let him know, hey, I'm respotted. I think the guy, I think whatever DD is there, which we find out is Jelen, was going to make a play on our Fletcher. And, we're kind of discussing, like, what to do, where to go still. Like, we haven't fully committed to going into B. I could still turn around and, we could still turn around and just start kiting these guys. It's kind of at this point where I see Oni's going in to be, and I'm like, you know what? He's going in to support the DD. I'm like, well, let me go in to support him. This situation we're in is not the worst situation in the world, but these are two very these ships aren't known for their maneuverability, and we're getting in tight into islands here. Like, I don't even know if I can make this turn per se, but Oni's going in to help the Fletcher. I let loose with all of my guns. You can see the Deering's turning away. I get a nice 5K salvo on him. I cut my speed for several reasons. One, it allows my secondaries or my Nuremberg to stay on target a little bit longer, but it allows me to make this turn a little bit easier. It's not as hard. Like, if I kept going full steam, of course I would have ran aground. But if you do mess with your speed a little bit, you can make the turn a little bit easier. Now, I want to pause it right here because this is the key moment of the game. Now, you may be going, you're less than 5 minutes in the game. How can this be the key moment of the game already? Looking at the mini-map, look at all of these guys parked behind sea. Every single guy you want to see is parked behind one freaking island. Oni and myself helped bail out the Fletcher. Not sure if he really needed help, but you know what? We went in, supported our Fletcher, and, the Jutland died. They only have 3 DDs. Look, all 3 are dead. So I really don't have things to fear for torpedoes except for from cruisers, and I should be able to see them before they torpedo me. But more importantly, all these guys down here, they have a North Carolina and a Haraguma. They probably can't see the Haraguma unless he's radared, which means the only thing over here is a North Carolina. The only ship stopping them from marching in and taking this cap is a North Carolina. Now, I don't blame the North Carolina from being on the sea line, because with all of those ships down there, he's going to get focused, so distance is going to be a friend of his. You know, the Haraguma can only do so much. They will get seen. It will just be, can he delay long enough for us to come around? But it's at this point where I start talking with Oni. You know, Hindenburg, he's already facing to kind of go in the middle here. So I'm like, hey, why don't you go through the middle? I'll come straight down. And one of 2 things is going to happen. I'm going to push all these guys out. And then Oni's going to come out and have all of their broadsides. If Oni comes out and those guys are still sitting there, I now have all their broadsides. So just by all these guys literally sitting here, collecting their thoughts, trying to come up with a decision, it's doing them no good. They have 0 spotting. Now we are just going to get back to the action. Torpedoes. Like I said, if you've seen the stream, you're going to see how this plays out. But, you know, this is kind of like what we were discussing. Like, you know, they're all just sitting there. Now, I don't know why everybody on Seaside is now following us. But whatever. But this is the thing with teamwork and communication. You know, we have a game plan. You know, either Oni is going to get all of the glory, or I'm going to get all of the glory. Like, one of us is going to have all of these guys' sides. It's just a matter of who. Now, they have to know we're here, because Jutland had us spotted. Oni's shooting at them. The only thing these guys don't know is, well, where did Des Moines and Buffalo and Bismarck go? Now, they don't know because nobody's out there spotting anything. Like I said, it's North Carolina's the only ship that's out there. I don't even know if he was spotted. But the one thing is, I was telling Oni, like, well, like none of these guys' guns are looking my way. None of them are. I have like all of their broadsides. And he just starts laughing. Now, of course, because of all the guys coming over and wanting to get damage, Oni was delayed on getting his push through the channel. Now, I just popped my hydro because I'm like, oh, you want a radar? Fine, I'll hydro. Now, I'm looking at the situation. Okay, Kurfürst's got hydro. Massachusetts got secondaries, tier 8. Moskva's got radar. Oh, Moskva's starting to show me broadside. At this range, this is plenty broadside for me. It's Kaplow. There's one to 21,000 damage later. Now, I'm focusing on the Moskva because, well, radar. And I want to keep our destroyer alive for as long as possible. Now, you know, he sent maybe questionable torps. I'm not going to say questionable because, you know what? A good player is going to realize that I'm going to say angled to the enemy curve versus I get another sit. Then I'm like, ah, crap. Crap, I was going to get rammed. As the Fletcher and another ship come home and save me from the ram. That guy was clearly going to ram me. But because those guys did come on through, follow us, you know, I got saved from a potential ram. Now, it's kind of funny at this point, Oni's like, oh my god, you're getting all the damage, this isn't fair, I chose the wrong way. And then he yells at me, he's like, you jerk, you just killed the Massachusetts. But like I said, 5 minutes into the game, it's decided. The game's over. It's done. It's going to take a colossal fail on our part, which can happen. Like, don't underestimate yourself, you know. Don't know what happened to the guys at A, but you know they still have an enemy fleet. It looks like most of our guys were on Seaside. Now, Oni, I do believe, was staying to get the cap points. I was like, I ain't got time for cap. We're in a kill-all situation, cap none. You know, there's a full health Montana. You know, trust me, unless I'm starting to get a lot of Citadels, it's not going to be easy to deal with. Especially when played well. I do believe they have a full health Yamato. They still have a Minotaur driven by an excellent player, at least somebody who understands angling and how to minimize the damage taken to him. I do believe the Alaska still felt like the guys on A are still full health. Luckily for us, we were just able to push right through these guys like a knife through hot butter and just annihilate them. Now, I want to focus on, you know, obviously the Montana or whatever broadside, you know, because it's just going to make my life a lot easier. But I mean, I'm just going for it. Like, you know, pretty much my whole game plan was, hey, hold my beer, watch this, let's see how it plays out. Which should surprise none of you that sometimes it works out, and you know, sometimes it just doesn't work out as nice as you thought. As I get a double sit on the Montana. Now I immediately select the Alaska for my secondaries. In case you did not know, with manual secondaries, you have to select a ship for them to start shooting. The replays do not show this. But my secondaries are going off, trust me. He's selected now. I probably should have held that shot, you know, just in case of this Alaska. But you know what? Legendary mod means I get to reload a little bit faster. And you know what? Shoot it till it's dead. Shoot it till it's dead. That guy died the second I clicked the button. So, I mean, there was nothing for me really to do. Now, just so you guys know, kiting in U.S. cruisers could be very dangerous because you can see there is a nice flat spot on the rear end that most ships just go right through and can absolutely citadel you. Now, of course, I want to try to delete the Minotaur because, you know what, who doesn't want to delete a British cruiser that, you know, can be one-shot by pretty much everything on the planet except for maybe another Minotaur, unless, you know, he gets torped, you know, then you'll be dust right. But most ships can just delete Minotaurs relatively quickly when the Minotaur is played very poorly, and that even includes destroyers. Of course, it will be a damage race between a destroyer and a Minotaur. Now, of course, you know, I popped my hydro for a particular reason because that guy was there. Now, I aimed a little bit too far forward. If I think if I would aim just a little bit back, like more by the superstructure, I potentially would have gotten some citadels to potentially kill him. But you know, the guy does an interesting job with, or a good job with his, you know, single spread shots. But I have to shoot this Yamato. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I would love to deal with the Minotaur, but you know, I'm broadside to him. That guy was broadside to me. I have to delete the Yamato, which of course I did. Now, of course, there's more torps coming in, and I'm just thinking, oh crap. Please tell me I'm not going to die to friendly torps, which is why I turned a little bit. I turned prior to seeing all these torps, so hindsight being what it is, always 2020. I was able to dodge his torps before they even showed up, but I definitely need to stay bow into him to minimize his damage to me. Now, I was having awesome dispersion and accuracy up until, what, okay, I don't know where those shells went, so I just aimed up a little bit higher, and I'm like, ah, I was doing so good on just deleting stuff. I'm 7 citadels, which means this guy is going to really, really hurt. Now, I didn't notice the gentleman's comment about nice Confederate and high caliber until after I really started engaging this guy, and meaning a torpedo from the Minotaur, just being this close to the Bismarck, our secondary sim, us both being broadside. Trust me when I say this, I'd rather be broadside sometimes to a battleship than broadside to a Minotaur, because 1,000 paper cuts will go through you a little bit faster than praying to God for RNG to give you a lucky break. Minotaur has rate of fire to overcome some RNG if you decide to stay broadside to him. Now, of course, I'm sitting at this point going, oh, I want my Kraken. I want my Kraken. Let me get my Kraken. And I aimed a little bit low, but I turn out a little bit because, I want to get my secondaries involved. I want secondary build for a reason, and you know what? Let's start getting some extra damage, because now he's fighting everybody. But this fire just really was the death of me as the Minotaur finishes me off. I get a fire back on the Minotaur, and I'm like, oh man, please be burning. Let somebody kill him. I can get a flesh wound. And the Kraken, oh, that would be a great ending. And of course, he had his damn commie smokes up, and I do believe somebody's going to get him with some blind shots or not. But at this point, guys, we're going to check out the post-battle results. I really do hope you guys enjoy this replay. I do hope you check out Oni the Wicked on Twitch. Link has been in the description for the longest time. And you know what, guys, when you're in a situation like all those guys were behind the island, you got to realize somebody's got to go out. Somebody's got to go do the spotting, or you're just going to get run over, as we did. Luckily for us, I was the one who ran them over, but I had my team with me. My team supported me. Everybody came through. The only person I was counting on was Oni. But the team still came through, and we got the job done. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do love the replays you send us. The email for that has been in the description. It's in the description. I apologize for the lack of community stuff. Most of that has been on me, not on Stinky. I've been still trying to get all the audio and everything set up and everything transferred over. If you do hear some audio stuff, please let me know. Sneaky told me the game volume was too loud, so I do believe I turned it down. But if you hear something, please tell me other than background noise. It's a little bit more helpful if you tell me. But on that note, guys, please hit that like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.